Hey, it's everyone's favorite video. I know you guys are thumbing them down, but you know what? The views are there, so fuck you. We're doing the rest of it. So, this is episode 3 of Total Divas Season 2, and oh god, this one was hard to watch.
Oh god, yes. I had a hard time watching.
It's like this, like, I understand that reality's scripted. Reality is not really reality. But my god, this whole episode...
It felt scripted.
It felt like they took all 7 girls, put them in the creative room with Hunter, Stephanie, Vince, Kevin Dunn, Michael Hayes, whoever else is on the creative team.
Including the boyfriends.
Yeah, probably the boyfriends too. And just be like, okay, here's what we want you to do for this week. And then if other stuff happens, then we'll put it in maybe. Jesus Christ, like this was so scripted. Mostly for Summer Rae stuff, but we'll get to that.
A lot of Summer Rae.
So, subplot number 1 is that one of the Usos, John, Trinity, Naomi's fiance, is horny. Is the fact that they've been on the road for 5 days straight and they can't get a moment to bang. Yeah, he was actually going to take her to the gorilla position. It's like, look, it's all dark in here. No one can see us. It's like, yeah, let's bang in the gorilla position. Okay, pop quiz for you. Do you know why it's called the gorilla position?
I was kind of hoping you were going to ask off camera.
No, test me.
I don't even know.
Okay. Gorilla position is the backstage right before you go through the curtains, right near the stage. It was called that in honor of the late, great Gorilla Monsoon, who was a pro wrestler in his own right with the World Wrestling Federation.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was the play-by-play announcer with... Some of his best stuff is with Jesse Ventura and Bobby Heenan.
Yep.
His catchphrase was, "Will you stop?" Every time like a heel would push towards, but like a lot of it was like Heenan with people from the Bobby Heenan family or Flair when he had his short stint. So yeah, they were gonna bang there. Let's see here. So it's another night on the bus and everyone's talking, partying, having a good time, and they bring up Cameron's apparent music career. I didn't know she was doing that.
She sounds like every other female rapper.
Oh yeah, she's a rapper. Yeah. Oh god.
I mean, excuse me. I mean,
I wrote down listening to Daniel Bryan read these lyrics. He's like the whitest guy on the bus, next to like TJ Tyson Kidd, who doesn't say anything probably the whole show.
He's probably the smartest one on the bus right at that point.
Which we'll get to.
At least he's probably the only guy who actually kept his mouth shut and he just observing.
Yeah. So our chopped up wrestling match for the night is it was a pre-taped Raw because it was Christmas. They don't work on Christmas. They pre-tape their Christmas episodes so that everyone can have the night off. But they made it edited to make it seem like it was all together. And we've done a big jump. We're in December and January right now, as far as current WWE storylines.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't talk about Survivor Series because that was the big Total Divas versus the rest of the locker room, in which Caitlyn, who's now no longer with WWE, did a shoot interview with our video and saying she didn't like the fact that she was on the heel team. It's like, okay, if you're Total Divas, you're face, but if you're not Total Divas, you're heel. And she didn't like that, and that's probably what led to her leaving. Because I think they had like a series of like 3 different matches, all of which Total Divas won. And then she had her final match with AJ on main event, which we'll get to that also, because there's something on here. So yeah, it was the Christmas episode, and they keep putting AJ up there, like AJ Lee, because she's the Divas champion, and they keep putting like her color commentary on there in any matches that she's in, because they're all pushing towards what's going to happen. Okay, I can't believe it. WrestleMania is next Sunday.
What?
Yeah, WrestleMania 30 is next Sunday.
See, this is how much I know.
Well, okay, so here's what's involved with the Divas. The Divas are having a Divas Invitational. It's going to involve everyone, and it's going to be for the belt.
Everyone?
To my understanding, I think what they're going to... Like, no one knows the rules of this match. But from what I can understand, or for what I will guess at what this will be like the Cruiserweight Invitational 10 years ago at WrestleMania 20, where they have everyone outside the ring. It's a one-on-one match, and if you get pinned or submit, you're eliminated, and then the next person comes in, leaving the Divas champion last, so that it's not like a complete clusterfuck. This is what happened, because Chavo Guerrero was Cruiserweight champion, and then they had all the Cruiserweights fight. Big payday for everyone. I'm kind of going off topic now, so yeah, Christmas episode.
Well, it does explain a lot.
Yeah. Go to my notes. I actually spoiled this clip for myself because they showed this on the WWE YouTube channel. I have here icy hot for Natty. I guess she like bruised her tailbone or something in a match, and she's putting icy hot. I don't know. Okay, can you tell me? Do you know what icy hot is?
I think so. It's a patch thing?
It's a patch. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I've seen that thing on
because she's like, she's freaking out because like she got the icy patch and she goes to the bathroom and then she's like, oh, damn it, it burns. And then they're like claiming like it got into her ass or it got into her cooch. And I think icy hot's supposed to be a patch, right? How the fuck do you get that in your ass or on your cooch?
I think she's claiming that misplaced it or...
But yeah, she's claiming
that... I don't know, it's supposed to be stuck on.
It's supposed to be stuck on.
Yeah, it's like there's a sticker. Oh, yeah, it's like a big Band-Aid.
Yeah. How does that slip into your ass or on your cooch?
I don't know.
And apparently that outs her as breaking rule number 2, which is no number 2s on the tour bus, which more people gotta respect. On a tour bus or a camper, you can't drop a deuce because, like, where does it go? I mean. You understand, people, for tour buses, you piss in that toilet. That's it. There's no plumbing to handle deuces. Because, like, in a regular toilet, you've got, like, plumbing and piping and, you know, pressure that shoots the poo into the...
Yeah, exactly. Right into the sewer system.
There ain't no sewer system.
Exactly.
On a tour bus. Unless you got some type of chemical thing. I don't know.
Chemical thing?
What do you got in your notes after that?
I got,
Natty is granting a Make-A-Wish.
Her first time.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
I'm sorry.
I thought they did more than that, but I'm shocked.
Because Orton said it on his DVD when someone asked to make a wish while he had his face on. He's just like, it's like, I had to meet this girl because, you know, John Cena gets all the good stuff. So when someone needs to meet me, I make it special to get over there. I'm like, this was obviously planned because I have no doubt that Natalya has some fans out there and has some dying kids that want to make a wish. But had it not been for Total Divas, I don't think she would have gotten this. Total Divas has given her way more exposure and a different audience than your average WWE fan. She is the
veteran, so then the last lady of the Heart Foundation.
Yeah, and then there's and Tyson Kidd, who's technically the last student of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Can't have Harry Smith on there. Yeah, and it's Harry Smith, not D.H. Smith.
Regardless of a heel or non-heels, they did it anyway.
You missed my subtle CM Punk there. It's like, you tell Harry Smith, you called Harry Smith down on the floor and told him he's no longer needed. Yeah, and it's Harry Smith, not D.H. Smith, David Hart Smith. I missed that CM Punk. Okay, so I wrote this down too. Natalya gives this girl her WrestleMania jacket from WrestleMania 25, and she's like, I'm nostalgic for all my gear because everything means something to me, but, you know, this is just something taking my space, and I'll give it away. I think you should give away the coat that, because you're like, oh, this is my first WrestleMania. You give away the coat for the WrestleMania of the match that didn't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. Let me lay the stage for you.
It's still a nice jacket, honey.
Yeah, it's still a nice jacket, but it don't fucking matter. Let me explain to you why it doesn't matter, this jacket, at this event. This was the Divas Battle Royal to crown a Ms. WrestleMania.
Okay.
They contacted divas from the past to come to this.
Okay.
So we had Sunny, Tammy Lynn Stitch, who was, like, this was prior to her falling off the wagon again and gaining all that weight back. We had Tori Wilson come back. I can't remember the other ones. I think that was the only like major ones. Maybe some others came back. I don't remember. But here's the thing: WWE didn't give two shits about this match because they had them enter, all of them enter, while Kid Rock was doing his stupid concert nobody wanted, and he's probably gonna do a stupid concert this year that nobody's gonna want. It's not announced, but Kid Rock has a theme song for this year's WrestleMania. It's like,
what?
I'm like, is this still relevant?
Is he still doing this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Anyway, so it didn't matter. This match didn't matter because you know who won it? Santino Marella in drag. He was like, I am Santina. I am Santino Marella's twin sister from Italy. He lasted all of 3 months, I think, and that's when like Donald Trump did.
Oh dear God!
Donald Trump.
That must have been horrible.
Donald Trump did a 2-week stint where he bought the company, and then they bought it back because people thought kayfabe that this was real. It's like, oh shit, Donald Trump really bought the company. Sell stocks. The WWE stock plummeted, and then he's just like, no, I'm Vince McMahon, I'll buy it back for twice what you paid for it. And before that, he fired Santina. And with a nice little camera cut, she leaves, and then Santino comes to the other side. It's like, Santina, wait! Hold on, she had the good runs. So yeah, I spent way too much on that.
That was probably the worst thing you ever did.
Now we're talking, Summer Rae goes to the Sandra, the seamstress, and gives her like a dress, and it's like, yeah, can you make this PG slutty? Basically just show my midriff. Which is fine. Like I said, everyone's making Summer Rae to be like fucking Sable. She's not Sable. Because Vince McMahon and Vince Russo are not in office going, God, what a lady she is. Where are we going to put the t-shirt spot? You don't have Jim Cornette's like, I don't give two shits about the goddamn t-shirt spot. What are we going to do with this fucking wrestling? I miss Jim. I miss Jim Cornette. Warn you when I do a Jim Cornette impression. What do we do for the finish? Sunset fucking flip. I don't give a shit. Just have a goddamn match. That's my favorite quote of his. He does a shoot interview where he talks about people doing errors.
Just make sure you don't yell too loudly into my ear, please.
Sorry, honey.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, Summer Rae. First commercial break. The clips you've seen a million times.
Yeah.
And, Bree walks in on Trinity and John trying to get it on in the bus. Nothing happened. You know, he
didn't get too far.
He had a half chub. He had a half chub, and she was topless. It's like, did you lock the door? He's like, yeah. Thought I did.
Did you close the curtains? I don't think they had any curtains.
What do you have in your notes? Because I have main event, 6-woman tag match. That doesn't matter because it's main event.
You pretty much kind of...
Everything on your page?
Yeah, you pretty much said everything I wanted to say.
Okay, let's see here.
We can skip this one.
Wedding invitations?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she spent $1,200 on...
$1,200. We're definitely not going to spend that much on ours, obviously.
They're having a hippie-dippy vegan wedding. All natural shit. Good for them.
Good for them, but not obviously.
Yeah. It's ended days on the bus.
Yes. Apparently, last time Summer Rae had approached Daniel Bryan, and it really was pretty awkward.
Here's how scripted this was. Do you want to do? I'll do. Like I've got half the beer, but I'll be D-Bry and you be Summer Rae. So, okay, what was Summer Rae doing?
She was, let me see, so she wasn't flirting with him, it looks like,
okay, what was the flashback? What was she doing in the flashback, do you remember?
She was talking about, her and other guys, and touching him,
yeah, it's like,
I
just want you to know,
and, like, just being a little bit of a pansy.
And D-Bry was like, alright, yeah, fine.
And him just trying to be cool with things, and,
I don't have it that long.
Thank God you don't, because I'd be yanking it.
But the thing, the reason that I think that this was scripted by the creative team so much, because like Daniel's like, all right, see ya, walks out, and then Summer Rae gives that little, give it a look like that. She doesn't wait. She doesn't wait, but she kind of gives that, like, you know, when you see people do backstage segments, it's just like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, I got a match later. Well, we'll talk later. All right, bye. And then they walk off camera, and the girl and the person's just like, and then you got like the Raw logo down below. It's like, Daniel Bryan in action next. What's that all about with Summer Rae? And it fades to black. That's what that was. Look, it was so stupidly pre-taped.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, some of this episode does feel a little.
Brie pulls Summer Rae to like a basketball court inside the arena and just like bitches it out. Just like, don't come to me, my man. Don't talk about my man. She was doing the head jiving thing.
Yeah, she was doing like, don't you ever touch my man, that kind of way. And
it's just
honestly,
like, how Summer Rae's like, oh my god, I don't know what you're talking about.
Working on everything.
I was like, you felt like the snaps.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan and Nikki Bella are like walk or like looking at
watching from far.
Every time I say like Daniel Bryan, I like stroke my beard. Why stroke my beard? Doesn't it give off confidence?
Does it feel like a cat against your chin?
Okay, let's see. So I wrote down, these conversations would never happen in real life, because if an agent or someone from talent relations heard this, there would be consequences and repercussions.
More, they would hear about it a lot faster.
Alright, so like let's see.
Summer Rae being two-faced, yeah. By how the show described and shows displays her, she's very two-faced, but
yeah, I think
kinda not
really.
Quite. She just looks like
my distaste for Summer Rae will come on later. Just part of this show. As far as like her in-ring work, she's pretty good. Like,
yeah,
she's
exactly
better than half of the girls on the roster right now. I'm talking about the ones that are on the show, like. Like Alicia Fox. Like, Alicia Fox is just horrible. Has always been horrible.
She should stick
if anyone
to
is going to be the undefined champion of divas,
yeah,
undisputed bitch. Okay, now we're getting into less divas and more storylines. We're in January right now. This is when Daniel Bryan did his 2 or 3 week heel turn with the Wyatt family.
Yeah,
he did.
He got on stage. She was trying. Brie was trying to get one more last kiss out of him, and she was doing the no.
Which I think these are all out of sequence because he was wearing his Respect the Beard shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
But he wasn't wearing that during the time. As soon as he joined the Wyatts, they put him in basically like car repair jumpers with the sleeves cut off. That's what he was. That was his get up with the Wyatts.
Yeah. Thank God that didn't last.
Yeah, that didn't last long. We get into most WWE fans remember. There's a steel cage match between him and Bray Wyatt versus the Usos. Jimmy and Jay give Daniel Bryan a double suplex off the top rope, and that's where he smucked hard.
Yeah,
and got a very mild concussion because he was off Raw the night after, and then he came back the next week. Because I wrote down, because I remember it was the face turn. Yeah. He beat up Bray. He locked the door. He beat up Bray. He got up to the tap. He started doing the yes thing. Everyone was going nuts. This pretty much started the whole, like, fans want Daniel Bryan and only Daniel Bryan. But he didn't remember a thing. So when we came back from commercial, trainers were checking him out. He was only off. He was only off for 5 days. So. Or maybe he did come back the next Raw. He was not on SmackDown. He came back the next Raw and was like, oh, he didn't wrestle. He was just like, yeah, I'm okay. And everyone knows that I did this and this. So, yeah, I was playing them the whole time. And that's leading into Royal Rumble, which, oh my God. I really hope they do something with, like, they talk about Brie and Daniel Bryan and the whole everyone shitting on the Royal Rumble because he wasn't in it. Because do you remember this when we were watching it?
No.
Oh no, I was watching it at work. I forgot. I was watching the Royal Rumble at work.
Yeah, you could have filled me in about that.
Oh yeah, okay. So
that's all right. He
was in the opening match. He had a stellar match with Bray Wyatt. And then, like, Royal Rumble came around, and as 30 was coming around, everyone was chanting, yes, 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 because they thought Daniel Bryan's going to be number 30. He's going to come in clean, has to win the Rumble. Then Rey Mysterio came out, and then everyone shit the bed. No faces, no heels. It's like, fuck you, fuck this match. We want Daniel Bryan. And Batista, like, even said himself last week, he's just like, kayfabe, he's just like, I don't understand why you people chanting Daniel Bryan. I'm the best. I've got a movie coming out. I'm gonna win WrestleMania. Deal with it. But in a interview, he was like, I'm happy for Daniel Bryan. I'm happy the fans are supporting him. But I think they're just a little bit too enthusiastic that they chant his name and Punk's name through everything. It's like, everyone else is here too. We're trying to entertain you too. No one person is bigger than this business. And all the people that are just like, Triple H always thought that of himself. It's like, not really. You remember anyone like fully chanting for Triple H at all these shows? No, because he did that apology tour a year after his buried tour. Okay, quick. You're confused. Okay, quick explanation. After they split the brands, and after they split, after Brock won the title,
okay,
he took Stephanie took him and the belt and kept him on SmackDown. So Eric Bischoff made the World Heavyweight title, the old Ric Flair belt, and he just gave that to Triple H.
Okay.
And he held on to that for the majority of that year. And people always say, like, oh, God, you buried RVD, you buried Shawn Michaels, you buried Scott Steiner, you buried Booker T. The only guy you put over was Goldberg for 2 months, and then you buried him. And then you gave it to Chris Benoit. And then
okay.
So that's like, and then after that, he held a couple of titles here and there, but he didn't keep it that long, and he always put people over. So
right,
that's well. After 2002, 2003, and onward was like the year of apology.
Year of apology.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, I marked out for this. They sent Daniel Bryan home, and the guy to help him go home was Harvey Whippleman. He's still employed. Quick history lesson again. Harvey Whippleman was a referee and a manager in WWF years ago.
Yeah.
He managed guys like the likes of Adam Bomb and El Gigante and his gimmick Giant Gonzalez.
Gonzalez?
He's the 7-foot Mexican good guy who's like, he wore a giant jumpsuit with spray painted on muscles and took on the Undertaker.
Oh dear God, I remember that. That was hideous.
Yeah, he's a guy.
What the hell were you?
That was the one match Undertaker technically doesn't have a victory on because they know.
Sasquatch. Seriously. Sasquatch with
he took out the Undertaker with chloroform. It's like I always remember the commentary. It's like, oh, I got a whip with that. That smells like chloroform. He's trying to take the Undertaker out with chloroform. That's when Macho Man was doing commentating. That's the only victory that shouldn't count in Undertaker's 21-0 because technically it's not a victory because the match was never. I don't think there was a DQ in that. What do you have? I have action figures. I got
let's see.
Action figures.
They were talking about photo shoots and the action figures, and I think Eva Marie was. When she was scanned, she was hoping her boobs
would
too
be right.
Pointy.
Yeah, that's a clip from
and I'm like,
season 1 because they're like, she hadn't wrestled a match. They're trying to put her over as the next big thing, and it's like, all right, we're gonna make an action figure out of you. It's like, what about JoJo? What about JoJo?
She's better off singing the national anthem. And
she got pipes on her. I mean,
yeah, she got good pipes on her. Honestly,
here's the one thing I've always learned about wrestling, and for someone who tried his darndest and realized that there was no way he was going to be physically fit enough to do this. Not everyone can be a wrestler.
Well,
I mean, you can go, you can try. If you're not in the best physical shape, not only as far as physique, you gotta have good cardio. Because even me refereeing, I got blown up because my cardio sucks. My health sucks. But you know what? You can do other stuff in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
If they focused a lot on managers like, man, could it, like if people would focus more on being a manager, and if, like, WWE and TNA would, like, you know, put a little bit more emphasis on managers, because, like, back in the day, Bobby Heenan, how many times in a WrestleMania did he come out with a wrestler? Like 4 or 5 times. And by the time WrestleMania 3 came out, it was like the 5th time. Plus, he was running up doing color commentating. Then he comes out with Andre the Giant in a nice tuxedo, probably his best dress. Like, we need more managers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. So yeah, they're just going like, and I think Summer Rae made a crack about
that Photoshop and stuff like that.
Wow, Photoshop can do wonders.
Yeah, well, Photoshop, it can be your best friend and your worst enemy.
Yeah, there's a whole South Park episode about that, which I thought was actually one of the more well-written episodes.
Well-written with a
good message. Unfortunately, the message is skewed at the end.
The message got screwed up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe they'll address it in another episode? I don't know. But we're not talking about South Park. We're talking about...
Yeah. A lot of the girls don't see eye, and a lot of people on the cast does not see eye to eye to Summer Rae and Summer Rae's.
And everyone else is having drama, so the Bellas call a staff meeting. Just a total divas. AJ, Tamina, Alicia Fox, Oksana. You just go and, you know, do whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, they say that's like, okay, we don't have to like each other, but at work we gotta be professional.
Well, yeah,
and like, I think the only people that didn't get their shit resolved was Natalie and Summer Rae. She's like, Summer's like, I didn't know we had problems. We do. Because that takes over.
Where's the dunce head?
That takes over the rest of the episode, because we've got Natalie and Fandango stretching, which I find funny is that, like, in like the confessional interviews, they're calling him Fandango. Like, they don't call John Jimmy. They don't call TJ Tyson. Like, why call Johnny Curtis? No, I just answered my own question. Too many Johns. It's too many Johns.
Hey.
Motherfucker, do too many Johns.
Yes,
he got John Cena. He got John Fatu, I think his last name is. His kayfabe last name. It better be. He's got it tattooed on his arm. You've got John, Eva's husband. Now you've got Johnny Curtis. So maybe that's why they're calling him Fandango, because it's like too many Johnnies in this company. Thank God Johnny Ace isn't back.
Oh dear God.
My name is Mr. John Laurinaitis.
John Laurinaitis.
Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, and my brother is way more successful than I am. His brother
See
is.
How I care, because I find him the most annoying.
His brother's his
on-stage presence person, whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad he's gone.
Thank God. I was annoyed by him too.
His brother is Joe Laurinaitis, aka Animal, one half of the Legion of Doom Road Warriors.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one with the. He's the one that's alive, but he's the one with the straight mohawk like this. And Hawk was the one that had it parted, but had like the hair on the side. Because he's just like, hey man, what if you got a regular mohawk and I got the two mohawks that look like we collide? And they're like, oh, yeah, that was a great idea. Not knowing he would keep that hairstyle. Road Warriors DVD, go get it. Nice. It's a good story, good telling of their career in NWA, AWA, WCW, and WWF. Let's see here. So yeah, Natalie's approaching Fandango about some race flirtation, because like she goes up to the guys like, "Hi guys, how's this pose look? How's this one look?" This is like, oh yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, that was just kind of.
I mean.
That's a no. You do not do that kind of stuff.
You'd beat around the bush about it. You'd be like AJ and just date half the roster, legit. Be a nice person and just date them. Because it's like, who was she dating? No, I don't think she was officially dating anybody. Like, kayfabe, like she was making out with everyone, like Kane, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, and then I think after a while it's just like, hey, I like that CM Punk. I'll go date him. It's like, oh, wait, you're dating future WWE Hall of Famer Lita. Oh, you can break up with her. That's fine. Oh, sorry? Yes?
What?
Oh.
No.
You're grabbing my arm. I thought you wanted to interject.
No. It's just... How can I interject when you're
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're at the finale. What do you have for the finale?
Let's see here. You pretty much said everything I was going to say.
About Fandango?
Yeah, between Summer Rae, Fandango, and Natalie, whatever her real name, her name is. Natty. Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, Natty, sorry. I mean, not sorry, Natty, I mean, Summer Rae, whatever.
So, the finale of this episode is like the slap heard around the internet or YouTube or whatever, like whoever's watching this.
Heard around the internet.
So,
whatever.
Summer Rae, I guess she's in town for NXT. That's why she's in Tampa.
Yeah, she goes over to Natalie's unannounced and all that stuff. I mean, hello, don't you call ahead of time?
Oh, I'm sure they called ahead of time because this thing was scripted as hell.
No, yeah,
she pulled up and she like slammed the door and then she started like sauntering towards her house. I was just like, motherfucker. Okay, so then they started airing out their dirty laundry, saying like, "Oh, I don't like you talking about my back and calling me a slut." And so it's like, well, you're the one that's doing it. You're the one opening her legs in front of the boys. And we're divas. We're supposed to be role models, and you're out there shaking your ass. And like. At first, I'm just like, she's Fandango's valet. She's a dancer. Of course, she's out there shaking her ass. That's her dance move.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently, she's doing it a little bit more backstage for flirtation.
Yeah. Yeah. So where are we at? We're at. Okay, so they're just trading back and forth, and Summer Rae's just like, you need to. Stop focusing so much on talking shit about me behind my back and focus on, getting another Divas title or something like that. So yeah, a couple more sluts insults. Oh yeah, and then she says, that's why you're 30 and single. And that's when Summer slaps her.
Really?
And then she doesn't do anything. She doesn't pop her. She just grabs her by the hair and tosses her. And she's like, get the fuck off my property. You come around here again, I'm calling the police. And that's how the episode ends. They leave that clip for the end, and they leave that thing for the end. Like
that was probably the most lamest catfight I've ever seen in my life.
They
whatever.
Then they show next time on Total Divas. They don't have any clips of anyone from Talent Relations coming up and saying what's going on. Why are you acting like this? And in season 1, there's a tuffle between Naomi and Cameron where they did some hair pulling because they did a go-kart thing. And it's just like, oh, goodbye, I won. It's like, no, we're just having fun. And then they pull their hair. It's like, don't pull me. It's like, I don't want to be on a tag team with her anymore. It's like, we're not killing your guys' gimmick just because you had a scuffle outside. And I think it was it was just Talent Relations that was just like, work it out. You need to work it out. Well, I was thinking it was Stephanie that did it, but Stephanie has only been on camera twice. Once for Eva Marie lying that said that she could dance and would be Fandango's new valet, permanent valet.
When she can't dance,
and then Natalia or Natty getting drunk in New Orleans and calling Stephanie like 12 times.
Something like that.
It's just like, I'm ready to ride. She's just like, oh god. She's like, I'm going to keep this one and play it for Hunter. No. I think that is like, please don't play this for anyone else. It's like, oh, I might play these for my father.
Okay, I forgot that part.
I can imagine that face coming up. It's just like, hey, Natalie, ready to ride?
Best way to embarrass her.
Yeah. Okay, so we get clips of coming up next time on Total Divas. So like I said, nobody from Creative is going up and saying, hey, we heard you guys got into a physical altercation. Oh, no, we didn't do that. It's like, really? Because we've got the tapes in the camera. We can pull them right now and look at them. Although, at this day and age, if you're still using tapes, unless you're a news outlet, you shouldn't be using tapes. Everything should be digital. So yeah, through the process, it says that Natalie is getting nosebleeds because apparently Summer slapped
her pretty hard, and I doubted that it was
Summer slapped her so super hard.
If she slapped her hard, then she should have a broken nose. But
and then she's like,
I mean, excuse me, you had nothing on your freaking fingers.
she's like, the nose bleeding. She's like, Natty, your nose is bleeding. She's like, oh Jesus. It's like, ooh, having some fun, were we? Wellness policy violation. First diva to get a wellness policy violation.
Yeah.
I guess that she goes to the doctor and it's like, oh, we need to do invasive surgery, and she's just like, I can't estimate time for this. Because apparently, like, she does, like, a crescent kick in the ring. Like, they had a match. It's like, she's like, don't fucking break my nose and we'll be fine. And broke her nose again. And funny enough, John Cena wasn't really on this episode.
Very little. There was just kind of
they were leaving their bag. They were, like, taking their bags to their arena. And he said, love you too. And then they were, like, doing some little, like, him and Daniel Bryan were just having a little conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
That was nothing.
Very quiet.
For Cena. Nikki thinks that Cena is cheating on her with someone. So, sending Brie to spy on them. Yeah, this
does not.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are we watching this show again?
It was your idea.
Oh my god. Well, we get that little, wait, were you mouthing something to the camera? Have you been mouthing something the whole time? Yo, I can review this. I can go back to the tapes.
Johnny, I was just like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Alright, so John Cena's cheating on Nikki? Did he, like, meet someone else while they were separated? It's happened in wrestling before. I mean, fucking Eddie Guerrero's got a daughter with another woman while him and Vicky were separated.
Makes sense.
Where the fuck was Vicky? Have I ever shown you that clip?
You didn't?
Okay.
Well,
how about I do
that later?
Can I describe it to you? Then?
Okay, just
because like I know you probably won't get the context. So, it was during Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. It was a ladder match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Not for a title, but for a briefcase. Not for Money in the Bank, but for the custody of Rey Mysterio's real life son Dominic. Because they played off this thing where I'm going to tell your secret unless I beat you in the ring, Rey. And Rey always beats Eddie. Like, the thing about Eddie is that he's never beaten Rey Mysterio. Which I think is kind of a lie, because I remember a gauntlet match that Eddie beat Rey in. Anyways, that's beside the point. That's 3 years or whatever. Anyways, so out comes the famous line. He goes like, I'm going to tell everyone, Dominic, I'm your papi! Which created the I'm Your Pappy t-shirt. And then they said, okay, we're going to have a match. We're going to put custody papers above the ring. You have to climb the ladder, and whoever gets this briefcase gets Dominic. And there was a spot where Eddie was climbing the ladder, and he was hanging onto the briefcase. And Vicky, his wife, was supposed to run in and like, no, don't do it. And he's like, what are you doing here? She missed her cue. So Rey had to save the spot, take the ladder away, and pull Eddie down, and like he landed hard, and he turns to a referee because there's referees around side just in case they need to do a big spot, and they just kind of hunker down and hang on to the ladder. Yeah. So anyway, he turns to a referee and he goes, "Where the fuck was Vicky?" And he's like, "I don't know." God, motherfucking, God damn it!
Yeah, I remember seeing something
God,
like that.
Sucker, motherfucker! He's like beating it. He's like, God damn it! Fucker! So he goes up and puts the ladder again, and he starts climbing. And then Vicky comes out, and she's like, "No, don't do it!" And he's like, "What are you doing here?" The funniest thing. I think it's on a Botchamania. I'll play you the clip. It's freaking hilarious.
It sounds familiar now.
Anyways, that's episode 3. I know we're gonna get a bunch of thumbs down, and we're gonna get comments saying that you guys shouldn't talk so much smacks. Use guys. I actually wrote it U-S-E. Use, as in to use. Like, I'm going to use this pencil. But he's saying use as supposedly plural for us. Ugh. I couldn't delete that comment.
Yeah.
That was just...
It sure might...
That's full retard.
Someone does not know
Never go full retard.
Okay, you get the idea, guys. And gals, whoever watches this besides.
Yeah, don't be like Tyke Speedman. Never go for a retard. Anyways, I'm going to upload this now and just, bring it on, because it's going to happen every single week. Although I might condense next week's, because next week is WrestleMania. But I actually have an idea for a fun video, maybe video series that we can do. Because we did it a stream once. Oh. And I think we'll do it now. We will do...
Oh, right.
We will simulate WrestleMania 30 in WWE 2K14. And we'll see how accurate everything is. Now, I will simulate Daniel Bryan and Triple H, but just under the assumption that Daniel Bryan is going to the main event. Maybe I'll make two possible outcomes. So I'll put Orton Batista, Daniel Bryan, Orton Batista, Triple H. Just worst case scenario. It's not going to happen. We're not going to have a main event with
our
3
predictions.
heels. Yeah, these are just our predictions. So
okay.
All right. So I'm trying to end this video. All right. Bye.
Bye.